I should have set up first. I'm not set up, Batty. I'm not set up. Oh no. As we're getting into our best of 3. Predictions right now. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Storm Gaming. Whew, he is, I mean, the reigning Little League Cup champion. He just won Little League Cup over the weekend. It is MaxPax for Storm Gaming. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. Let's go. Well, I'm just setting some things up. Setting up the player names and the logos. Beautiful. And we are good to go. Okay. Ooh, so we are going to be jumping in. Again, shout out to Nicoract. He was kind enough to give us his replays for this series. And we're here to bear witness. Again, when it comes to Nicoract, if you are unfamiliar with him, he has been improving a lot over the past couple of years. He is in the middle of the pack when it comes to the European region, right? When I think of the European Terran players, you know, a lot of people think about Clem, they think Spirit, they think Big Gabe, Hero Marine. How could you not? Of course. Just underneath them, that is where you have players like, I mean, you used to have Akedon, Baby Marine as well, and Nicoract. That's where I would place Nicoract amongst players like Baby Marine, like Akedon, like Battle B. That's another good example here. These Terran players that are good, don't get me wrong, they're very good and they can cause upsets, but they're just below kind of like the upper echelons of top 3 Terran in Europe. Typically, because of this, Nicoract, he can pop off, and he's very specialized in certain matchups. I would say he's a TVP sniper. We have casted Nicoract take down players like Hero before, true. We have seen Nicoract defeat Hero in the past, and also go toe-to-toe with some of the big players. I want to say that he recently defeated Solar as well. It's about consistency though, and what I also should emphasize is a lot of this comes down to aggression. Nicoract is a very aggressive player. He's very prone to 2-base all-ins, 3-base all-ins, proxies as well. He's not as much of an animal as Hon Mono. Like Hon Mono, he's not quite at the level of Hon Mono. Nicoract is like one level below that. He's got like one foot more in macro than Hon Mono does. Maybe like 2 feet, you know. So he's not that crazy, but still aggressive nonetheless. And we'll see what he's got for us. So far, double gas opener into a faster factory. It's going to be Reaper Hellion here. Reactive Reaper Hellion initially for Nicoract. Back at home, MaxPax is going to be opening up with a Twilight Council into Blink Stalker. Standard opener out of MaxPax, a much more aggressive opener out of Nicoract. Now, the goal here is to bust into a mineral line, to massive Reapers, massive Hellions, ideally break through, get past these gateway units, get into a mineral line, and roast up those probes. We'll see if Nicoract can break through. Oh my god. No shot. Did he scout? MaxPax, okay, I don't think he quite noticed anyway, but we cancel the Stargate, the Starport, 2 more Maxes. This screams 2-base all-in. Ideally, Nicoract, he wants to go for Tech Labs, into Stim, into Combat Shields. He will expand, he will saturate his natural, but he should be working towards a big Stim timing here with Mass Marine and with tank production behind this. For now, Reaper Hellion moves out. MaxPax in position. He was aware of the reactor Reaper Hellion, and he's ready for this. So far, he does wall up. One adept goes down, but MaxPax holds. MaxPax, he does hold. Will force Nicoract back. And Nicoract, he will pull away for now. Looking for another way in. Oh. So far, unable to. So MaxPax is keeping up. Does keep up, does take down another Reaper. Second Reaper goes down. Not bad. Behind this, tank production has begun. And there are those add-ons. As we mentioned, double Tech Lab into Stim, into Combat Shields. Oh. And there are variations of this where you pull the boys. Where you just send it, you just pull the boys. You just commit to a 2-base all-in. Meanwhile, MaxPax trying to hunt down that Cyclone. He wants it. Oh, he wants the Cyclone. Get out of here. Gets a lock on. Takes down a Stalker, but here comes a flank. The Cyclone does fall. And better trade for MaxPax. Did lose a Stalker. Does shut the Cyclone down. Getting a 3rd base, getting a 3rd expansion. Nicoract, he will rotate. Gets eyes on the third. It's going to be zoned away. Oh, losing a Hellion. And here comes MaxPax's counterattack. Behind this, he's on 3 gates. 3-gate blink. He can reinforce. He can dive in. Nicoract, he's ready here at the natural, but the main base is exposed. Boys are being pulled. SCVs are going to be going down. It's going to be 4 SCV kills. Very nice damage here by MaxPax. He shouldn't lose a Stalker. Does pick up. Does get out. Stim is not done. He cannot chase down the Medevac, or the War Prism, I should say. And so far, good damage. Very nicely done here by MaxPax, sniping 7 SCVs. And here comes the push. And we do pull some of the boys, not all of them. Do pull some of the boys. They're here to buffer, they're here to repair. As Nicoract, he is committing. MaxPax, he spots his head of time, will slow this down. And catches out the Hellions, the Reapers. Nice snipes here by MaxPax. Picking away at the army, slowing it down. Does pick up more Marines. Not bad. The tanks, they have arrived, but now there's significantly less here. And can he get the tanks? Nice force fields. Yeah, he locks down the army, slices it up. And yes, there are 2 tanks with just not enough support, not enough buffer for that army. SCVs do go down. Tanks are trying to siege up here within range of the gateway. MaxPax catching reinforcements. Not bad. Nicoract, he stims in. Oh, he does overwhelm. Takes down the shield battery. Shield battery goes down. A couple of gateway units as well. Making his way towards that natural. Points are being pulled. And with the help of the Immortal, we should be able to focus down those tanks. Immortal is saved just barely. Immortal gets saved. Second Immortal does rally in. Goes down. The tank survives. No shot. 1 HP. The 1 HP tank. Oh, does get sniped. Does go down. Another tank getting caught off guard as well. Very nice catch here out of MaxPax. But Nicoract, he takes down the Robo. Robo goes down. Limited production. The army is heavily overstimmed. No Medevacs. Remember, with this all in, there is no Medevacs. There is no support. Tank is exposed. Tank is going to go down. A bit of a messy fight there. Takes out one of the Stalkers. And the army is barely standing. He did take down the mineral line though. 19 probe kills. Oh, he wants the Immortal. He wants it. The juggling. Oh my god, the control. And MaxPax, he will survive with the Immortal. Takes down the Marauder. And MaxPax, he holds. He does hold. He shuts this down. Was a very messy defense, but he does shut down the army. He survives with how many workers? 23. Down to 23 probes. He does have that third. He's got triple Nexus. He can make 3 probes at a time. We have the Dark Shrine on the way. And we have to get some counter damage done. The pressure is on. MaxPax, he does survive, but the economy's in the gutter. And Nicoract, he's been probing. He's been making SCVs. Has been making workers. He's set up here to defend. Prism comes in. Oh! Army stims. Dustin forward the last. MaxPax will hold his own. Catching up more Marines. Does trade with the Marines. MaxPax pulls away. There's potential with these Dark Templar. True, there is potential. But outside of these DTs getting damage done, Nicoract, he's looking secure. He's looking good. He is ahead. As he's building up a greater army. War Prism does get away. Third TC. Nicoract, he's not going for a second all-in. We're macering. Let's go. He's expanding. He's getting a third. Is getting a third base. Nicoract breaking out. Here come the Dark Templar. Oh, does he notice? Does he notice in time? There's a first scan. DT's making their way towards the mineral line. Turrets are on the way, but very late turrets. And workers are going to fall. MaxPax trying to force the all-in. Army moves down. Nice force field looking down the army. Catches a tank. Oh my god. 1 tank left. The army does break through. Scan back at home. Saves the main base. Natural is exposed. Ooh, barely knocking the DT. And there's another Dark Templar. Do we have more scans? Ay, ay, ay. As he's going for the tank, takes out the Immortal. Immortal goes down. T2 swiping away. There's a scan across the map. GG gets called. Nicoract, he breaks through, and Nicoract, he does take game number 1. Whew, GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Nicoract, he will take a lead in the series. Again, MaxPax, he went down to 23. 23 probes remaining for MaxPax. The DTs, they were getting some damage done, that is true, but he had nothing else. He had nothing else behind this. It would take too long for that one Dark Templar to swipe away and kill the entire army. He had lost control of the third base, and with that, Nicoract takes the lead. And again, this is kind of the games that we expect out of Nicoract. Winding it back, just as a reminder, Nicoract, he is hyper aggressive. We expect, you know, these 2 base all-ins or these proxies, or sometimes even 3 base all-ins as well. Nicoract has a reputation, and despite that, does take a lead. Now we're making our way here into game number 2. Let's go. We're getting into game 2. We're going to be loading into Ultra Love and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love. We have our Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Red Terran player representing the Planet of Heroes. Leading the series, it is Nicoract. Let's go! Whew. So far, so good. Again, when it came to the previous game, it was a very close defense out of MaxPax. If you remember, when MaxPax, when he had rotated and we was catching reinforcements, he was picking off, he got a free tank, he got some Marines, as he was otherwise distracted. That's when that's when he dove into the natural, and that's when he sniped the robo. He depowered, or he sniped some of the production as well, which did limit whatever MaxPax had to defend, which made it very, 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 very back and forth and very shaky. Very scrappy. That's what I was looking for. Very scrappy defense out of MaxPax. Did lose 19 probes at his natural. And that was just too much. And now we're settling into game 2. Whew, okay, now it is going to be a single gas opener. Single gas, so Nicoract is going for a faster expansion. I do not expect Nicoract to go for the same build. I don't expect the same builds. We'll see how Nicoract does adjust here. Whether it's Reactor Reaper Hellion again, maybe we could see like even Banshee play instead, like getting into faster tech labs, into tank production, into Banshee play. To move that across the map, we could see a committed Widowmine drop. There are different ways to play this out. We'll see. But now, Command Center on the high ground, and the probe does confirm. So MaxPax, he's aware of the economic start, and he should be feeling pretty safe and pretty secure. Back at home, MaxPax, he can just settle in and secure himself. Last game it was 3-gate blink. We could just see that again. Just very safe, very standard opener. Ultra Love is one of the smaller maps in the map pool. I'm not too confident with a Stargate based opener, but we'll see. Here we go. As Nicoract, what's going on? Are we getting ready here for a proxy starport? The SCV moves out. MaxPax, he's scouting, he's checking, he does not find the SCV. Factory does complete. There's the add-on swap here for a Hellion production. And we're setting up for a Hellion drop. Let's go. Proxy starport into medevac into drop into the main. Now, technically, this could also be proxy liberator. It could be Hellions towards the natural and a liberator into the main base instead. But based on how defendable this natural is, it should be a drop. Again, there's a ramp coming into the natural. There's some good SimCity here as well to wall off. So we are getting ready for some drop play. Reaper is deflected. Going to be a Twilight Council opener out of MaxPax working into Stim. And so far, MaxPax, he did not scout the proxy. Is in the dark. As the Hellions are amassing, medevac is on the way. We did see Clem pop off yesterday against MaxPax with a Hellion drop as well. The Hellions are scouted, they're spotted. And they're going to be able to shut down the Adepts, but at least MaxPax is aware. He's aware of the commitment into Hellions. Likewise, Hellions getting very low as well. It takes 3 Hellions to one-shot a probe. But one of them is insanely low. Another Adept goes down. MaxPax, he fully walls off. Stalkers, they rotate into the main. He's ready for the drop. He's ready for the aggression. Hellions, they dive in. Stalkers are in position. And they shut down the first Hellion. First Hellion goes down. He gets 1 volley off. He gets 2. Not bad. Getting 4 probes. Up. Getting up to 5. Potentially 6. Not quite. 5 probe kills for 4 Hellions. Oh, not ideal. Not as worth it here for Nicoract. Essentially a 1-to-1 trade. And with that MaxPax, he defends. And now it's time to counterattack. With what? With 3-gate Blink. We have the War Prism on the way. Blink is almost done. 3 gateways are up and running. And here comes MaxPax. He's pushing. He's moving out across the map. Back at home, Nicoract trying to secure himself. Bunkers on the way. Tank is in production. But again, the tank production was delayed because of the Hellions. Hellions did delay the tanks. So we're waiting for that War Prism. The first tank has arrived. Nicoract getting in position. And we've seen MaxPax pop off with 3-gate Blink. He makes it look like 4-gate Blink. He's crazy. Oh. Rotates in. Gets an SCV. Going for the bunker. He settles for the medevac. Nice pickup. Medevac goes down. So far, doesn't lose the Stalker. Only losing 2 Adepts. Ooh, takes the tank shot to the face. Not bad. Nicoract takes down the Stalker. Behind this, MaxPax, of course, expanding, getting a 3rd base. These Stalkers, they aren't designed to kill, they're only designed to contain. If they get any extra damage, anything more than that, then that's a bonus here for MaxPax. Catching a medevac, a tank, a couple of Marines, an SCV here and there is ideal for MaxPax. As he rotates over, there is 1 tank here in the production. Tank shot goes off. Ooh. MaxPax does get away. Does pull out. Behind this, getting into charge. MaxPax diving in. He gets a tank. Yeah, the tank is exposed. Tank goes down. Just not enough here to support. Not enough to protect. And MaxPax, he could just overwhelm. Yeah, there's just not enough here. Marines are falling, boys are being pulled. There's 1 Viking behind this. It gets started down. MaxPax just going for the dive. And it looks like he's going to be forced back. The tanks, they do siege. He just goes to the mineral line. Just goes to the mineral line instead. Taking down SCVs, the gas geyser, another warp in. And this is critical damage, as there's barely any mining going on in the main. No, the tanks, no, they're on siege. Tanks, they hold on siege, both of them go down. And with that, Max actually breaks through. He breaks the main army. The Marines, they stim in, they force the blink, but that's still 15 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. 20 SCVs. And it's almost a role reversal here, where now Nicoract, he's down heavily here in the economy. 29 workers, less than half the worker count of MaxPax. And he's still not done. He wants the bunker. Oh, can he get it? Not quite. Getting a little bit greedy here. Doesn't get the bunker. Famir is taking. We have charge on the way, +1. Gateway explosion. The bay as well for Colossus. 4th base in production as well. MaxPax getting further ahead. Jumping into the main. Getting an SCV. Does snipe an SCV. Whatever he can get. It's all just more value here for MaxPax. It's all adding up. And allowing him to be that much more greedy here. He can just delay warp-ins, focus on tech, getting more bases, focusing his economy. And now, here come the Colossus. And here they come. And unfortunately, because MaxPax has been sniping these tanks, it means that Nicoract has no pushing power. He's down to 1 tank. 1 tank left for Nicoract. Whereas he should otherwise have 3 or 4. And with that higher tank count, then he can break out, he can expand, he can commit into an all-in. Without those tanks, there's not really much here. That is the added benefit of sniping those tanks. It doesn't just weaken the defenses, it weakens the offense as well. behind this. We're up to 68 workers. Extendable lance on the way. Second Colossus as well. Nicoract breaks out. His upgrades are done. And it's all or nothing for Nicoract. At the same time, here comes MaxPax. It warps into the main, catches a tank. Can go for a warp in as well. And Nicoract, he's all in. At this point, he's all in. As the boys are being pulled, more SCVs going down. The main armies, they clash. And MaxPax, he just collapses on the army. GG gets called, and MaxPax ties us up 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We had Nicoract attempting to be cheeky with the proxy starport. With the Hellion drop, it got completely shut down. Again, MaxPax, he didn't see the proxy, he didn't see the starport, but he did see all the Hellions. He saw the Hellions, which was enough of a tell. That did let him know to wall up his natural and to be ready in the main. And as a result, the Hellion drop just was not worth it. Remember, it was 4 Hellions for 5 probes. With that, MaxPax, he was free to counterattack, and because of the build of choice, we saw that Nicoract, he had no tanks, or he had one. He only had 1 tank to defend. With only 1 tank, MaxPax, he overwhelmed. Real fast, real quick, just pulling Nicoract apart, and just getting so much damage done with his Blink Stalkers. GG. GG, well played. And that leads us into game number 3, the ace match. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, we have the Danish Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract. Let's go. As we are loading into one of the larger maps in the map pool, so I'm very curious as to how this does unfold. Nicoract moving out with an SCV. I would imagine we're setting up for an eBay block across the map. I would imagine to try to force MaxPax to be a little bit more uncomfortable. To wreak havoc, to force the unnatural natural, and to expose the Protoss. Here we go. SCV is on the way. Is moving in. The probe will miss the scout, will miss the worker, and the eBay will begin. Now again, when it comes to Nicoract's style of going for these aggressive builds, we didn't really get to see that last game. I mean, we saw the proxy and it got shut down. I'm referring to the Hellion drop into the main base. Game 1, we had the essentially 2-base all-in out of Nicoract, where he committed with his bio tank with a stim timing. Here, we'll see what we go for. There is going to be a lot of opportunity here as the eBay will close to finish and MaxPax is going to be forced to expand elsewhere. As he does scout, he is now aware, and MaxPax is going for the triangular third. Is going for the Nexus. Likewise, Nicoract back at home, going for his own factory follow-up. Now, the reason why you go for the factory here is because of the investment into this eBay, you cannot afford the CC. So, despite the single gas opener, the CC is still delayed. So, delayed command center, factory first, and from here we can go into early Hellions, we can go into early Cyclones. It can be very awkward and very difficult for the Protoss player to defend both locations at once, as the aggressing player can rotate between the third and the main, back and forth. As a response, it is going to be a Twilight Council out of MaxPax into Blink Stalkers. Okay. Bold move. Getting to the Twilight Council, there's the... Ooh, still no cancel, but the CC is on the way. At this point, I feel like we could have gotten the refund for a faster command center regardless. Nicoract is expanding. Reactoring out those Hellions. Speaking of the Hellions, they are scouted here by the Adept. Release the initial 2. Shades into the main. Oh, but it's cleaned up. It's going to be shut down. Nice catch here from Nicoract, not losing anything yet. Boys are pulled to repair. Going for the add-on swap. Into early Cyclone production. Okay. So quadruple Hellion. Tech Lab is on the factory. Ooh, not early Cyclone, early tank production. Okay, tanks are on the way. Hellions move out. This is bold just because Nicoract doesn't know. For all he knows, there could be a Stargate. could be a target instead. Hellions, they just bust in, and they race past the Stalker. Then straight into the main instead. They have enough to one-shot. Probe's going to be going down. So far getting 6. Ooh, get 6, get 7. Another volley goes up. Probes, some of them do line up. Nice splits towards the end. Minimizing losses. Still 10 probes going down for 4 Hellions. Much better trade here for Nicoract. Remember, last game, what did we see? 4 Hellions for only 5 workers. Here he doubles the kill counts and didn't even invest into a medevac. So a much stronger start here for Nicoract. Back at home, building on more tanks. The first tank is already done. More racks is on the way, and we've seen this before. That is a second and third racks before the starport, which means just like game number 1, we're building up towards a big +1. Well, I say +1, a big stim timing with these tech labs. So stim and combat shields on the way. And once these upgrades do complete, Nicoract can push. The eBay is still there. It's still there. Just not allowing MaxPax to expand. I'm sure he wants to. Blink is done. How many gateways? Just 2. 2-gate blink into what should be a third base. Ooh. As MaxPax, he needs to expand. Back at home, we have the... Oh, I keep thinking we have an eBay on the way. And hopefully we cancel in time. Oh. There it is. There's a cancellation. MaxPax forced to throw down another gateway into a bay, into gases before a third base. Very tech heavy. So MaxPax is going to have a delayed economy in favor of faster Colossus production. Colossus are on the way. MaxPax swings into the main. Nicoract is in position. He's got stim, he's got combat shields. Again, just waiting for those upgrades. Until then, Nicoract, he's stuck at home. He's stuck at home. With this, he can pull the boys. We saw in game 1 that he only pulled, I think it was like 5 or 6 SCVs. We'll see how hard Nicoract commits. As the tanks do on siege. We have 4 tanks so far. Once again, we do pull 6 SCVs. Nicoract, he moves out. MaxPax trying to keep up. MaxPax, he invests into the bay, but there we go. The Colossus just now begins. So far doing a good job of just slowing this down, picking away the Marines. Getting a Marine here and there, catching one of the Marauders. 2 Marauders even. 3, oh my god. Very nice pickoffs. Does catch 3 Marauders. Pulling back, force fields are ready. Looking at the tanks. He gets 1. Oh my god. Gets one of the tanks. He gets another as well. MaxPax just completely slicing this army up. And Nicoract, he's down to 2. Down to 2 tanks. 2 tanks left. He has been delayed. Does force his way towards the third base. Trying to get on top of the production. The Colossus will arrive. Tanks do siege. Shield battery goes down. The rover is exposed. True. Which means MaxPax, he might just have 1 Colossus. Yeah, the tanks are within range. The robot's gonna go down. Only 1. And that means that the tech of MaxPax is not really gonna come into play. As he was building up towards additional Colossus. Likewise, we see him trying to catch reinforcements. Army stims in. 13 probes gonna be going down. The Colossus are exposed. Cells, they come in from behind. Once again, MaxPax, he goes for the surround. But the Colossus is gonna fall. He dives in. Colossus goes down. Not only Stalkers, not only Zealots. Just a gateway army. He targets down every single worker. 21, 22 probe kills. MaxPax, he will clean this up, but he's down to a 1 base economy. And he never expanded. He never got a 3rd. Ay, ay, ay. That one eBay. it just forced MaxPax to tech. It forced him to tech up. Dark Shrine is on the way. Rebuilding the robo. Despite the upgrade, I mean, investing into nothing here. Extendum Land's not going to come into play. He only has Zealots. Only Zealots here for MaxPax. And Nicoract, he's on a 2 base economy. Looking good. Deja vu. He scans Nicoract. He should be smiling here. Confirms there is no expansion. There is no 3rd. MaxPax, he has to commit. Trying to tank one of those shots. Zelsek smash in. The boys are being pulled, and one of the tanks may go down, but not even. GG gets caught. Nicoract, he survives the counterattack as MaxPax was completely all in. And Nicoract, he will take the series 2-1. GG. GG, well played. MaxPax actually had some really good moments in this game. I was very impressed with MaxPax sniping 3 Marauders and 2 tanks before the main fight. That was crazy, by the way, for MaxPax to target fire those Marauders and to force field and cut up the army to catch both of those tanks. Those are some big moves out of MaxPax. But his build was really shaky. If you remember, initially he wanted to go 2-gate blink into a 3rd, but he didn't get a 3rd base because he wasn't really expecting Nicoract to do something that is not done. Well, he just left the eBay. Like he just left it there, and it never got dealt with. And because of that, it meant that MaxPax, he had to deviate away. So he went 2-gate blink, and if you notice, he went for a much more delayed gas and delayed robo and delayed bay. It did feel like a reaction. It felt like initially MaxPax is like, oh, I'm gonna expand. Oh. And then he realized that he couldn't, and then he had to try to transition out and tried to take up into the Colossus. Alas, he only had the 1 Colossus ready at the time because it was a bit of an awkward build out of MaxPax, again, because he just couldn't expand, because he had to kind of spend his money elsewhere in a bit of a rush, I should say. And with that, despite losing 2 tanks, the Robo was exposed. The Robo was exposed. It is so crucial that that Robo was at the natural, because it meant that there was nothing else. There was no other Immortal production, no Colossus either. GG. GG, well played. I mean, I say it came down to the Robo being at the 3rd or at the natural. Also, I mean, the natural was also out in the open, right? It was isolated as well. Very difficult to defend because of the eBay block. The MVP, the eBay pappy. Oh my god. The MVP eBay block. GG, well played. Nicoract, he will claim the win. And it was Nicoract, an unlikely hero, that knocked MaxPax out of the tournament. Congratulations. Congratulations, Pop. Congratulations. Again, he's known for being hyper aggressive, and you know, we've seen him now defeat MaxPax in a full series. We've seen him take maps off of Hero as well. Like Nicoract, he can clearly take down the best Protoss players in the world. He can snipe them, if you will. This is also why I loved casting Nicoract in WTL, in World Team League, where snipers, they have that opportunity to really pop off in a bit of a shorter series and a shorter format. So, GG well played. GG well played. Oh, as Nicoract, he was the one, the chosen one. I'm sure Clem was very happy, by the way. I'm sure he's like, phew. He's like, thank God, Pappy. Oh my God, you got rid of him. As I mean, it's depending on how you look at it, of course. You know, potentially Clem wanted a rematch in the finals as well. For those who are unaware, I recommend the VODs. We just casted Clem versus MaxPax over the weekend in Little League Cup. Whether Clem is frustrated for not having the rematch or thankful that he avoided it, hard to say. Regardless, GG. GG well played. Clem, of course, was our champion. And MaxPax, who was the #1 seed of the tournament, doesn't even make it past the round of 16. Did not make it. Let's go. Oh, sorry. I apologize. My apologies. I did have the wrong score at a game. There it is. 2-1 for Nicoract. Nicoract. Can I fix that? There we go. Clearly trying to hide the ending. My bad. I just my brain is just so used to seeing MaxPax win. I gave him the score. Just catching up in the chat. Oh. Is this live? The tournaments was live. This series here was a replay cast. We just wrapped up. We just wrapped up the tournaments. Shout out to Nicoract. He was kind enough to share those replays. Very kind. And again, send him some love when you see him next. He played well. Played very well. Here we go. Is Nicoract the new GOAT? Confirmed. Confirmed. The unofficial GOAT. Ah, crazy, crazy. As Nico said, he was lucky. Yes, yes. When I messaged Nicoract and when I was praising him, he was very humble. He was like, "Oh, I got lucky. I just got lucky." Ah, I played well. Played well. Here we go. Here we go. Would that make Nicoract the Nicoract? Oh, no. Potentially. GG, well played. With that, we're wrapping up here for the day. Again, we have concluded the tournament. We have concluded the broadcast. Just a little bonus series that we had towards the end, just because I was curious myself as to what happened in that match, in that series. That wasn't the only crazy results coming in. Big shout out to Geralt as well. Geralt, he also 2-0'd Cure. That was crazy. That was wild as well. That was crazy. Oh my, the upsets were real. Upsets were real in this tournament. I don't quite have the replays for that, unfortunately. Not quite, but regardless, GG, well played. With that, we are going to be wrapping up for the time being. When it comes to our schedule here, as always, it is jam-packed full of StarCraft. Let's switch our scenes over and catch up on the schedule itself. Here we go. Now, we may have wrapped up with Little League Cup and with Masters Coliseum for January. That doesn't stop us from having non-stop StarCraft. We have at least a cast a day. We actually have 2 casts every single day. We have 3 casts on Saturday. I guess Sunday is kind of free, but does it count? Because SEL bleeds into Sunday anyway. So, so it's kind of 2 casts a day every day. It evens out. It averages out. It's fine. But yes, our next broadcast is going to be the Pigasaur Monday. Pigasaur Monday is at 10 a.m. KST. That is going to be in 9 hours. 9 hours time, we're going to be live with the Pigasaur Monday. Now, this is a special edition. What is the Pigasaur Monday? It is the equivalent of this tournament, but at a better time slot for American players. So it's at a better time slot for the Americas and for Korea as well. As it's in the morning for Korea, it's in the evening for the Americas, and it's late into the night for Europe. Despite that, we still often get very good European representation. The D-Gens, they come out swinging. Players like Clem, players like MaxPax, players like Geralt, Wayne, sometimes Skillus, Nicoract as well. They're animals. They play until like 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning just to play in that tournament. They're crazy. So we get some of the passionate, dedicated European players, and of course the American and Koreans as well. But this week it is a special edition. It is, if you haven't heard, the Wings of Liberty edition, which is crazy. Let's go. It's gonna be Wings of Liberty. Basically, we're gonna be playing with an older version of the game, with an older mod. I say mod, I think it isn't necessarily a mod, but I believe there is a way to play the older version here in SE2. It is possible. And I believe it's going to be playing the latest patch of Wings of Liberty, like just before Heart of the Swarm came out. It's that version of Wings of Liberty. The latest one before Heart of the Swarm is what we're going to be playing on, and I don't know what to expect. It's been a very long time since I've watched Wings of Liberty. I never even laddered, I don't think, Wings of Liberty, by the way. I mean, I have my own story as to my introduction to StarCraft. Like, I was big into the beta of StarCraft, watching it, I mean. For those who haven't heard my story, I pre-ordered Wings of Liberty. I was so excited. I played so much Brood War as a kid growing up. I was so excited for SE2. I pre-ordered it. I got it. I put it in. It took me like a week to download. This is back when I had dial-up. For those who don't know, I had like 7 kilobytes down. I think it was 7 kilobytes down for my dial-up internet back in the day in 2010. And it took me like a week. Basically, what I would do is every night I would leave the PC on downloading and patching. I'd leave it on overnight, and then I'd wake up and it'd just keep going. And then it took a long time to download. After the download, I was like, let's go, we can play. I loaded it up. At the time, I did not have a proper gaming PC. God, no, not back then. Did not have a proper gaming PC. I had a Windows XP. I had like a store-bought Windows XP PC, or a PC with Windows XP from like 2003 with integrated graphics. And because of that, I could not run the game. I couldn't run SE2. Technically, I loaded up the menu and the frames were like, it was like a slideshow. And I tried to play the campaign, and the initial like in-game cutscene, it came in, it was on the lowest graphics possible, and it was literally like 1 frame a second, and I couldn't play. I just couldn't play. I was very sad. Because of that, I didn't really get to play. I owned the game. I didn't get to play Wings of Liberty for a long time. I think it was like a year later that I was able to get a PC that could actually run the game. But yeah, that was my experience with Wings of Liberty. I still watched it on YouTube. I watched Husky, I watched HD StarCraft, I watched a little bit of Day 9. But yeah, I still watched it from afar, but didn't really get to play it for a long time after that, at least. Heart of the Swarm I was able to play on release, thankfully. But yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting time. I think what's gonna be interesting about it as well is that on the one hand, we haven't watched it in a long time, we haven't seen it in a long time. Likewise, I'm sure the players haven't played it in a long time either. Like, it's available to play, but like I'm sure they're also going to be coming at it. I guarantee you, I mean, there's a lot of players as well that we have nowadays that are newer to StarCraft. They got in like during Legacy of the Void when the game went free to play, or during COVID as well. Like, there are actually like a newer generation of pros even in SE2 that maybe never even played Wings of Liberty. So it's gonna be interesting. it's gonna be an interesting experience, I should say. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how chaotic and how much of a clown fiesta it becomes. It's gonna be fun. Likewise, we have the OC Season 12 Championship. We have a Lima League on Wednesday. We have the Enki Pro Series. We have KSL. We have the Podcast. We have Amantes. We have Kung Fu Cup, Warcraft 3 Evolution Edition. We have Code for Giants Cup, MSO, SEL, and STC. We have a jam-packed schedule for the week. So tune in at some point. If you cannot watch live, check out our YouTube channel. We do upload on a daily basis over on YouTube, so whether you can watch us live or whether you catch our VODs, do check us out. Plenty of content on the CranKy Ducklings. We cast every single day, multiple times a day. That's how we do. That's what we are here on the CranKy Ducklings. We cast more than any other channel, more than Wardi, more than Steadfast, more than Pig, more than anyone else out there. We have the quantity, and we have some of the quality as well. We have a little bit of the quality, Pappy. Let's go. Watching on YouTube every day, brother. Thank you. Back in my day, Reapers did more damage to buildings than to other units. True. Back in my day, you had to research Siege to siege up the tanks. Crazy. StarCraft PowerPoint edition. Pretty much. Just catching up in the chat. They're going to play Wings of Liberty. Yeah, exactly. Rex knows. I'm ready to forgate everyone. Oh no. Yo, you know what I'm looking forward to? If we can get to like a proper macro game. Yo, like Vortex, right? Like Vortex was an ability back in the day that got stripped away from us. I look forward to it. The Archon Toilet. True. You don't even need a mod. Yeah, you don't even need a mod. Basically, Heart of the Storm was released before we had Wings of Liberty installed. Look, fun fact, I think I did play Wings before I could actually play it myself, because I think I went to a PC bang. I know I played Heart of the Swarm at a PC bang. I think I did play Wings of Liberty as well. Yes. I think I think I had to go to a PC bang to play Wings of Liberty for the first time. And I remember, by the way, playing the ladder for the first time at a PC bang, and I had like a little crowd around me. They were like these they weren't even that old. They were like these kids, like they were like enamored by the game. And I was not playing well at all, by the way. I was not, it was like my first ladder experience. It's like Bronze League, mate. But yeah, good times. Wings of Liberty. It's gonna be great to see the skill level with the patch. For sure. With the quality and the quantity. Sometimes go a long time without talking, so it feels off for me. Yes, we always talk. Always. The Archon Toilet. To anyone who is serious, just want to hit a sick Archon Toilet and I'm satisfied. True. No. But yeah, with that, we're done. With that, we're wrapping up for the day. I'm going to be heading off, going to get some rest, and ideally going to be well rested here for the PvT Monday. So we'll see you then. Also, if you want to help support us, you can do so monetarily. If you wish, you can support us via subscribing on Twitch or becoming a member on YouTube, or you can even help us out via Patreon as well. You can see our Patreon is just underneath the graphic. We currently do earn 348 USD a month by Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Thank you so much. All the money on Patreon, 100% of it goes towards our tournaments, goes towards these events here: Sea Duckling Open, Sparkling Tuna Cup, and Master Swan Open as well, all funded by the community for the community. Otherwise, thanks so much. Thank you for watching. We're going to be heading off. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. We'll see if there's someone we can send everyone over to, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for PvT Monday, or for the OSC Season 12 Championship, or for whichever cast you catch us on. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Until then, ciao. Ciao. Hasta luego, papi. Hasta luego. Ciao. Ciao.